Mario Kart World brings new tracks, a whole world that can be explored, and new types of gameplay with the interconnection of the tracks. So that's got me thinking, how many tracks are actually in Mario Kart World? Well, there are 8 cups on Grand Prix, and 4 tracks on each cup, so 32! Yay, we did it! Few problems. Peach Stadium and Crown City are on here twice, so 30 tracks. Though different configurations, so that would be 32 tracks again? But this shows how it's so much more complicated because outside of Grand Prix, you have some other modes. We'll get to Knockout Tour. Versus race mode is very important here. Versus allows you to pick tracks, and you can pick just the track for the 3 or so laps on it, or you can pick to start on one track and go to another, like you have in Grand Prix. Except you get more options than you do in Grand Prix. Like this. You can race just on Airship Fortress, or race from it to Bowser's Castle, or Dry Bones Burnout, or Toad's Factory, or Wario Stadium, or Shy Guy Bazaar. And each of these races will have a slightly or completely different configuration. So all different tracks, and each track has between 5 and 11 tracks it connects to, plus just racing on the track itself, means that each track has between 6 and 12 total tracks. Yes, some are just going in the opposite direction, but that's technically a different track. Toad's Factory has the most with 12, and technically, though most tracks have at least 6 different tracks they can do, Rainbow Ride has the least because it connects to nothing, and only Peach Stadium connects to it, like it does in Special Cup. But when we add all the tracks and their connections together, we get a total of 232 tracks. Oh, but I forgot, mirror mode. It mirror images every track, so it's basically a different track. So I'm counting it. And now we have 464 tracks. Wow, that's a lot. But done. Oh wait, I forgot Knockout Tour. There are 8 tours, and each kind of act like a race course as they are continuous with no break, unlike Grand Prix, which does have breaks between each race. So that's 8 more tracks. Well, times 2 for mirror mode. What if we go beyond what Mario Kart World gives us? Say they make an update where we can just create tracks by aligning any 2 together. That's 30 tracks to start from, counting just staying on the same track, and that's 30 tracks to end at. So that's 30 times 30 is 900. Double for mirror mode, that's 1800 tracks. Counted Knockout Tour before, we need to do it here. And say we're allowed to string 6 different tracks together with different order being different tracks. Then we got a permutation on our hands. Here's the formula, and here are the numbers, and here's the math. And do some fancy calculations, and we have a total of 427,518,000 tracks. Wow. Oh, yeah, doubled for mirror mode. And add in the 1800 regular tracks we just calculated, and we have a grand total of 855,037,800 tracks. And that's just using the rules Mario Kart World has for how it creates tracks, which doesn't count all the possible tracks that don't exist. A simple example is Mario Circuit. It's technically 3 different tracks, but when you race on it by itself, each track is one of the 3 laps. But realistically, you can race on all 3 separately or with some combo. And there are plenty of places that have a start-finish line that normally just signifies a lap change when you're going from one track to another, and these could be used to create a totally new track. But unless we get a big update that's outside the current rule set of the game, we're not going to have to worry about that, which is good, because that means I don't have to do the math yet. So how many tracks are in Mario Kart World? Well, as you could guess, there are several answers. 30 if you only count the different locations, or 32 if you're counting the Grand Prix tracks, or 40 if you also add in the Knockout Tour tracks as well, or 232 if you count all the versus race combinations, or 480 if you count all the versus mode and Knockout Tour combinations and double it for mirror mode, or the 800 million if you want to go with what is possible. But up to 480 currently is 10 times what we got in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. even if a bunch are similar. But hey, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe had how many rainbow roads? 5? Mario Kart World only has 1. Thanks for watching. Wait, I forgot battle mode. Are these even tracks? Where is this?